Did you know that there once was a firearm said to be so accurate it earned a reputation as the gun that never missed? Sounds like an exaggeration, right? But let me take you back in history to uncover the truth about this remarkable weapon that changed the narrative of precision in firearms forever. Buckle up, because this tale is unlike anything you've ever heard before. The year was 1777, a time of turmoil, revolution, and intense battles. Soldiers carried firearms that were often inaccurate, even at close ranges. Hitting a target consistently required more luck than skill. In those days, the idea of a firearm that could hit bullseyes without fail, it was laughable until the British Army stumbled upon a technological marvel that changed the game entirely. Enter the world of the Ferguson rifle. Designed by Major Patrick Ferguson, this firearm was unlike anything that came before it. Ferguson was not just an ordinary soldier. He was an innovator, a strategist, and a man ahead of his time. Frustrated by the inefficiencies and inaccuracies of the standard muskets, Ferguson set out to create a weapon that combined precision and practicality. And boy, did he succeed. So, what made the Ferguson rifle so revolutionary? Two distinct features. First, it was a breech-loading firearm, an unusual design at a time when most firearms were loaded from the muzzle. By simply turning a small lever, the shooter could expose the breech, making reloading faster and smoother. Up to 6 shots a minute could be fired, significantly faster than any muzzleloader of that era. Second, the rifle boasted unparalleled accuracy for its time. The barrel was meticulously rifled, allowing the bullet to spin as it traveled, improving stability and trajectory. Soldiers who tested the Ferguson rifle reported hitting targets from distances unheard of with ordinary muskets. It was free-thinking engineering forged during times of chaos. Precision without compromise. Let's pause and imagine this for a moment. You're on a battlefield in the late 18th century, surrounded by chaos and gunfire. Your comrades struggle with weapons that misfire or fail to hit their targets. But in your hands, you hold the Ferguson rifle, a piece of machinery capable of hitting its mark with near-perfect consistency. It's no wonder this firearm was rumored to never miss. In one extraordinary demonstration, Ferguson famously shot a target at nearly 200 yards, not once, not twice, but multiple times in rapid succession. The rifle's performance left onlookers stunned. Even skeptics had to admit the weapon was light years ahead of its time. For skilled marksmen, the Ferguson rifle was a dream come true, a weapon that amplified their natural abilities to unthinkable heights. It felt almost mythical. But here's the real twist. Despite its revolutionary design and game-changing accuracy, the Ferguson rifle disappeared from history almost as quickly as it arrived. Why? Because not every great innovation survives the bureaucracies of its age. You see, producing the Ferguson rifle was a meticulous and expensive affair. Manufacturing these highly rifled barrels required a level of precision that was beyond what most industrial workshops of the era could achieve on a mass scale. And let's not forget, wars are expensive. British commanders, unimpressed by the added cost in the short term, opted instead to stick with the mass-produced, cheaper musket designs. Additionally, the story of the Ferguson rifle had another unfortunate chapter. Major Patrick Ferguson himself was shot and fatally injured at the Battle of Kings Mountain in 1780 during the American Revolutionary War. Without its brilliant inventor to champion the design, the rifle faded into obscurity. But legacy doesn't often stay buried. Modern gun enthusiasts and historians have resurrected Ferguson's creation, calling it the unicorn of firearms. Why? Because it encapsulated a vision that was so far ahead of its time it was almost alien. Those who have had the opportunity to fire one of the extremely rare remaining Ferguson rifles describe the experience as nearly mystical, precise, smooth, and unnervingly reliable. The gun that never missed lives on in those who study its lore and in the mechanics of firearms inspired by its design. But let's dig even deeper into why the Ferguson rifle's claims resonate so powerfully. The term "never missed" in its context doesn't necessarily imply absolute perfection. It represents the profound leap in accuracy that this firearm brought to the world. Before its time, most firearms were scattershot tools, less about aiming and more about volume of fire. To even have the possibility of accuracy factored into the design was something almost miraculous. And remember, we're talking about the late 18th century here. This wasn't an age blessed with advanced ballistic software or perfectly machined materials. Ferguson achieved his innovative design through determination, trial, and error. His rifle embodied forward-thinking courage, the audacity to dream of a gun that could achieve more, aim better, and ensure success where others faltered. Fast forward to today, and it's not hard to see how Ferguson's early principles influenced the evolution of firearms. Breech loaders became the standard in military rifles long after Ferguson's time, and rifling, the twist in the barrel that makes bullets spin and fly straight, is now a fundamental element in nearly all modern firearms. These game-changing advancements trace their roots to mavericks like Major Ferguson. So was the Ferguson rifle truly the gun that never missed? In a literal sense, of course not. No firearm is infallible. But its myth speaks volumes about its impact. At a time when guns could barely be trusted to hit their mark, here came a weapon that delivered unmatched precision. The very fact that such a claim was even believable demonstrates just how incredible Ferguson's invention was. As we celebrate the advancements of firearms today, let's remember this almost forgotten relic of the past. A rifle that dared to think differently. A rifle that aimed, quite literally, higher. The Ferguson rifle didn't just rewrite history, it dreamed of a future. It set the stage for a world where precision wasn't just a fantasy, but an expectation. So now you know. There once was a gun that built a reputation as the weapon that never missed. Its legacy didn't dominate history, but its spirit lives on in every firearm designed to embrace accuracy and innovation. Share this incredible story. For in understanding history, even its quieter chapters, we connect deeply with the groundbreaking moments that define us today. And in this case, the Ferguson rifle reminds us that visionaries like Major Patrick Ferguson didn't just change their world. They left ripples that forever shaped ours.